It is time for today's Talkback segment. Now, each day, we post a question on Court TV's social media pages. We gather your comments and questions and respond right here on the show. Now, Robert Durst has been on the stand for 9 days now, testifying in his own defense, and 5 of those days have been on cross-examination. And, well, after today particularly, it doesn't look good, and it looks like Prosecutor John Lewin really is having a field day with him, and he's not going to stop anytime soon. So our question for today is Robert Durst's testimony helping the defense more or the state? All right, I want to bring back in criminal defense attorney Melaney LaGrone and go to our first comment, which is from Beverly. She says, guilty, guilty, guilty. Just the way he answered the prosecutor's questions. There's no way his smart comments will get him off. He's not funny. He's a killer. All right, Melanie, so, this goes to the heart of what I've been thinking about this case. And I think it's clear, again, by the way he's answering the questions, that he's been telling a lot of lies and he's continuing to try to follow up those lies with more lies. But my question is, how do you think the jury is taking this in? Are they looking at these lies like Beverly is, saying he's guilty because of these lies? Or are they saying, you know what, we can't believe anything he says. This guy Lewin is just trying to catch him in a corner. So let's look at the other evidence, which then I think the prosecution may have a little bit more of a problem.
That's a tough question. I really don't know because, like I said, when I was looking at it, yeah, he was lying and he was kind of backtracking and things like that. But then, in my mind, I started thinking, okay, well, is it because he's sick? And is it because he's on medication and things like that? So I'm sure in the jurors' minds, things like this is going on through their minds as well. Or it could be on the flip side, oh, he's just smug, because it seemed like back in his interviews, back in the day when he was, younger, more spry, that he kind of had that same sort of, kind of flippant kind of, attitude. So they could look at it like that that's just his same demeanor coming out. He really did do this. He's not regretful. And, he's giving it back to the prosecutor like they're giving it to him, basically.
Yeah, I'm in the latter camp, Melanie, just for the record. I think he's the same guy, and he's just getting caught. All right, Austin has our next comment. It may not be helping, but this is the worst cross-examination of a defendant by a prosecutor you will ever see. It's been absolutely terrible, with him lost in obscure details and confusing hypotheticals rather than simple, clear questioning exposing the lies. And Melanie, this goes to what I think you mentioned earlier, the fact that maybe the way Lewin is going about this cross-examination could affect the effectiveness of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because he's very, he's smug himself, and he's just very into just like getting him and like egging at him and things like that. And it could backfire. At the end of the day, yes, Durst is lying, but as we all know from being in the court ourselves, that the jurors also take into consideration how we act and how our demeanor is towards witnesses and things like that. So I don't think he's doing himself, a good job at pulling out these lies the way he's doing it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think he's helping the state. All right, Melaney LaGrone, thank you so much for being with us. I'm Michael Ayala. It has been a pleasure being with you. Up next, closing arguments with Vinnie Politan. So keep it right here on Court TV.